Oh, rotator cuff. Oh, I love it. You know, I need armless chairs. That's just all there is to it. All right. I didn't ask Johnny's permission. He can sue me for all I don't have. If he wants, I'll give him my bank card. There's not much in it. But you can have it, Johnny. But John Jessup Kennan, court jester laureate, poet laureate, wrote a freaking scathing poem today. It was all inclusive. I mean, it was all inclusive. He didn't leave anybody out. He left none of the Freemasonry elite out of this. The cabal, the worshipers of the light, the Catholic Church. This is, you know, it's all flesh for cash, man. And, you know, I don't know, after they bump us all off, what they're going to do with the cash. I mean, like, they don't really need an economy, which kind of explains, you know, why they're doing such a good job of destroying it. Oh, man, look at my white beard, my red face. Hey, I mean, really, I've been reading Johnny's poems now for, I don't know, a few months, all right? I mean, and I really started noticing them a few months ago when I was trying to get reacquainted with my old friend. And, man, the dude does not pull punches. He does not pull punches. He's a brick wall, man. I mean, not entirely. I'm pretty sure he's open to some stuff. But really, he's been opening my eyes to a lot of things and making me consider things that I hadn't considered before. So, I mean, you know, he convinced me to vote Libertarian. Now, I gave him my vote. And, you know, as a political party, I see that there's the possibility for, you know, I mean, it's definitely not 100% set in stone. And they have some policy beliefs in their philosophy that I don't agree with about abortion. And I don't like when people use the word humane. And I think John was afraid I wasn't going to give him my vote. I knew they weren't going to win, so I figured, what's the harm? I'm not voting for Joe Biden, and I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I mean, why cast a vote for the same guy? You know what I mean? So really, I mean, I was casting a vote for John, really. That's really what I was casting my vote for. Because I can't be a part of a political party. Not with my personal belief system. You know? I'm an Irish Catholic. And John is definitely opposed to the Catholic Church. And for the reasons that he's opposed to it, right, I pretty much almost completely agree with him. There's a lot I wish he would tell me about. You know? Like, where the hell do you go to church? I mean, like, this is really difficult for me, man. You know, I've been hearing the word a lot, sedevacantist, because I love my religion. I can practice my religion and be a sedevacantist. Then I'd be a Protestant. See, but I believe, you know, you really can't protest without being a part of, you know, without participating. And I'm participating in America. You know, I go to work every day. John goes to work every day. We all seem to sacrifice a little bit of our soul to keep this machine running. I was talking to my friend Austin today, and we were examining the coercion tactics that they may use to get us to take the vaccine, to be able to go to work. And we both realized, you know, at the same time that, oh my God, what are we going to do? I mean, like, what's my buddy going to do? He's got these little kids and his family to feed. He wants them to live, you know, but he doesn't want to take a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It's a genetically modified organism. But anyways, back to the poem. There's 10 stanzas, and they're about 12 lines apiece. And like I said, he doesn't leave anybody out. I think it's great. I'm taking a big risk here trying to read this because terrible. I had to write it down because I don't have the technology. So I read it off of Facebook line for line, and I wrote it down. This is a poem by John Jessup Kennan. He wrote it today. I wrote a poem today too. Man, I meant to write it down because I was gonna put the two, up here, because recite the two, because I wrote a poem maybe about the same time he was writing a poem, and it's been fun, man. Flighting with John Kennan in poetry. But I did post it on my new Facebook. I had to start another Facebook. I now have 4 Facebooks. 3 are completely inactive because of what I say. And there's a lot about that in this beautiful poem. And, I can't really speak, as somebody that's been reading John's poems forever. But since I've started reading, it seems to me like he's on a streak, man. So, and then I messed up. I skipped the stanza. So I have to flip to the back. Let's see here. I skipped a stanza. I made a mistake. I don't know how many other mistakes I made here, and I'm probably going to make some mistakes in reading it, but I wanted to share it with my subscribers, so that you can like and share my buddy's poem. Let's see here. And it's called Franchise Secrets by John Jessup Kennan, written 2/6/21. They feed the children to hyenas here. A 50 gets you front row seats. The chef prepares stuffed carcass with little bones to pick your teeth. Pick your own personal hitman. Watch him work the barbecue. Noon is just midnight upside down with a high protein menu. Basted in its own placenta, tuck your bib and sling away. The floor show stops at midnight at Baphomet's Hideaway. Michael Jackson's golden casket rolled into town today on another world tour in Victoria's negligee. Kiddies wear their fabulous fops, sipping on their nitro brews, wave one glove from the overpass as the Neverland Express rolls through. It makes a tour stop at Graceland, paying tribute to the gold lame before returning to its resting place at Baphomet's Hideaway. Moloch checks his mirror image in his custom scarlet tux, adores his sparkling countenance, the magnificent such and such. Some say Moloch is a poser, but we know who he really is, a conjurer of images in the narco-trafficante biz. You might know him by another name. He tears your ticket when you pay and winks at you behind the door of Baphomet's Hideaway. Ball arrives at the boardroom to meet with Baphomet. He's cultured in the finer art of shrimp fork etiquette. Ninja nurses and glossy goth, backless up the spine, and crystal stiletto slippers provide the patrons with a shine. Sprinkle baby's breath for garnish. The show blows you away. Cocktails free in the Molotov room at Baphomet's Hideaway. The thoroughbreds all race for crowns fashioned in mulatto cheek. Razored tips on riding crops where status quo is status freak. People of color everywhere on jungle floors and desert sands make the ultimate sacrifice for the betterment of man. If you want to pop your party pills, that's the price that must be paid. It's the cost of doing business in Baphomet's Hideaway. There's a regular comes in here, chained to the ring in her snout, dressed to the nines with binds and gags, an apple in her mouth. It's just a custom business suit, they tell you with a grin. She's made her reservations. They take her fur and let her in. She knows all the secret passwords, the language unspeak of the day, but there are no secret passages in Baphomet's Hideaway. Where they trip the lip fantastic, no one's having any fun. The hip don't speak in languages, but they're fluent in the tongue. Wisdom keeps a watchful eye. They don't think your words are cute. You check your tongue in at the door, hang on the coat rack with the mute. If you want to leave your tongue intact, if you want to leave the tongue intact, you'll learn the language of the day, but they're gonna keep your vocal cords at Baphomet's Hideaway. They sell the naked empress, undressing for success, pimpered to the natives, queen of the royal mess. She danced upon the tabletops of the proper royalties, and her glittering amenities crawled to the top upon their knees. But now she tells you what it is. She's earned herself a place to stay, where she lives on someone else's dime at Baphomet's Hideaway. They say this Jew cat came in here with a rap about salvation, the melting of the soldiers' eyes, the mourning of the nations. He was skinned alive and bled out, his hide hung up and dried. But the wine cellar is empty, there's nobody inside. The cost of your admission in, where conscience needs a place to play, is 30 pieces of silver at Baphomet's Hideaway. The keepers of the ledger are toting the receipts all up. Dried flesh of a Jewish hero's, grape juice in a thimble cup. They speak in social graces here, the franchises are all in place. Just shut your mouth and do your job. Politeness is your saving grace. Where little wafers of saltine truth are mass-produced each day, and everyone has stock options in Baphomet's Hideaway. And again, that was John Jessup Kennan, with a little C and a circle around it. I think that means it's copyrighted to John Jessup Kennan. So, my YouTube channel ever takes off, he might sue me for some money. But then again, he is in on the whole project, so I'll probably be splitting him with it anyway. Well, if anything comes of it. I've failed many things. This might be the next thing. But, yeah, man, that was all inclusive. Let me tell you, man, you can't get any more diverse than that. I don't think he left anybody out. Yeah. And yeah, man, flesh for cash. Murdering babies. Oh, man. And just the complete lack of trying to hide it. Not the Pope, not the President, not the former President, nobody in Congress, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, Agenda 21, 2030. They're not even trying to hide it. Bill Gates. They're just not trying to hide it. You can read it for yourself. It's their own information. I mean, it's like trying to use the Bible against the Catholic Church. And when I say the Catholic Church, man, please, man, understand that I don't mean these corrupt individuals that are on the television. I mean my friends, my loved ones. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm sure me and John have some minor theological differences. And sometimes, I go, oh, man, I think you just took a jab. The church, oh, it's okay, John. It doesn't bother me a bit. I love my friends. And anyways, so I wanted to share that. That was a really good poem. I thought it was one of the better poems I've read in a long time. Dude, and I wrote one today too. Dang it, I forgot to write it down. I wanted to share it with you guys. But, yeah. I guess that's about it. Me and Hammy, that conversation we had, man. I mean, like I posted a little, it was a little bit of a challenge from Stan Hannas. He said, yeah, man, maybe we can get some of this interaction. You got to go do something, take your banjo. So I did. I took my banjo, went out for breakfast by myself, wrote a poem. That was fucking rad. Then I went by and seen my buddy Hammy, and Beth made us Philly cheesesteaks, man. And yeah, we fucked around with the YouTube a little bit, tried to have a conversation. Now, it was a little awkward, but and I think we might have missed that part where, oh yeah, no, it was on there. You got to have the huge gargantuan balls to say no to the coercion that's down the pipe here, coming down the sewer pipe. I think the term is actually like pike, right? But I say sewer pipe. It's coming down the pipe. Yeah, we went down the tubes, and we're at the other end of the, oh, we're at the downhill end of the sewer pipe, let me tell you. And so, hey, y'all, just get ready to gobble. Just sit at the end of the sewer pipe like this. Open your throat. So, you know, you don't have to taste it so much. Hopefully you won't have to chew. Maybe it'll be nice and runny. But just gulp it down. Because, man, what he's saying about the people in power, man, it really is true. They're eating people. They're cannibals, man. They think they're gods. Little G gods. And that was in my poem today. I don't know, maybe I'll make another YouTube video and put my poem on there. I should have put them both on at the same time. You know, and when I get it up and running, man, maybe me and John could be on there. We could trade some poetry, you know, and anybody else who wants to join. So I mean, if you want to join, and you know, being on something like that, little open mic, beat poets, we can do that. We can do that. So just leave something in the comments, you know, and don't forget to like and subscribe this thing. This is like, dude, if this thing takes off, this is all documented. And anybody that's part of it is part of it. It'll be fun, man. So, all right. Onwards and upwards. Thank you, thank you, thank you.